Alright, chat. Right, 2 days, 2 signings. Duane Holmes, rumours circulating the forum, circulating the Twitter, all the good stuff for the last couple of days. And what do you know? Sweet America, whatever the national anthem is, I don't fucking know it. I'm going to try and sing it. He signed for us, of course, from Huddersfield. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the 2 official articles that were published by North End, which would be his announcement as well as his first interview as our player. So let's take a dabble, shall we? Duane Holmes is looking forward to getting started at Preston North End and to working with Ryan Law and Mike Marsh once again. The 28-year-old joined the club on Wednesday on a 2-year deal from Huddersfield, so it's 2 years less than what we got Jensen on, with the terms of the deal undisclosed. Again, much like Jensen, probably just so the fans don't bollock Ridsdale or Hemmings for underpaying or overpaying, and then they're saying, so this is where the budget is, this is where the budget went, etc., all that kind of stuff. I saw someone made a lovely little chant for Fraser Jensen, Jensen, however you say his name. They went, you know how we used to sing 50 grand Daniel Johnson? They said we should sing undisclosed Fraser Jensen. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Anyways, carrying on. Having worked under the first team coach Marshy with the Terriers and playing alongside North End manager during his time at Bury, Duane admitted joining up with her played a part in his decision to make the move to Deepdale. Duane said, "I'm very happy. I spoke to the manager last week and thankfully it's gone through pretty quickly." Shut up, phone. I played with him at Bury for a short time, and obviously since taking on the role of manager he's done very well wherever he's gone, and I'm looking forward to working with him. I've worked with Marshy as well and we get on really well. It was a very brief at Huddersfield, but you could tell he's a fantastic coach and he's someone I've kept in contact with and I always speak to. He's a great coach. In what was a slightly unique scenario, Duane actually featured against the Lily Whites on 4 different occasions during the previous campaign, twice in the league and twice in cup competitions. Describing Deepdale as a tough place to visit, the United States international is excited to be pulling on the P&E shirt himself. Duane added, "I played against Preston a lot last year and the way we want to play is good. I've just been watching training out there and it was looking very good. The lads look fit and sharp and I'm excited to be a part of it. You know you're coming into a dressing room and you know the dynamics, but I know Di, so I've been with him a fair bit today, so he's been introducing me to everyone and it's really nice here." The former Derby County man has shown his versatility during his distinguished career, which has featured 2 championship playoff campaigns. Ryan Law sees the diminutive... is that... Yeah, I said that right, didn't I? What does that mean? I'm so uneducated. Extremely unusually small. Okay. Ryan Law sees the unusually small midfielder, that's a bit mean, as a creator who can score goals, and Duane is looking to provide the flair during his time with P&E. He is a short lad, to be fair. I always give everything when I'm on the pitch, and hopefully I can get people off their seat and get them excited. I like to run at people, run at defenders, and try and create stuff, so hopefully I can bring that to Preston. And that's basically what I can expect him to do based on his stature, because he's not exactly going to be winning aerial duels, is he? Because a lot of midfielders and defenders in the Championship are tall lads, and Duane is far from a tall lad. How tall is Duane? Let's do a Google search for him and see if we can get his height on Wikipedia. Let's have a look. We got a height for him anyway. No, I'm looking at the wrong Duane. What the fuck am I looking at? Duane Holmes. Can I search height? Not Huddersfield. Height. How tall is he? 1.68 meters. What's that in feet? I don't speak metric or whatever that is. Meters to feet. It's 1.68 meters. He's 5'5". Jesus Christ, that is a small midfielder. 5'5". Goddamn. Shit. Anyways, so yeah, this guy's going to be an on-the-ground threat. Let's establish that straight away. But anyways, let's go on to the next one, shall we? Am I looking at the same one? No, I'm not. This what was I reading there? That's his first interview. We've just released. I read the wrong one first. Whoopsie. Anyways, let's go on to the announcement now. Preston North End are delighted to confirm the signing of Duane Holmes on a 2-year deal. The 28-year-old midfielder who spent the previous 2.5 years with Huddersfield has completed the move to Deepdale with terms of the deal undisclosed. Duane, a capped United States international, has featured almost 200 times in the Championship and also been involved in 2 second-tier playoff campaigns. Speaking to after joining the club, Duane said, "I'm very happy. I spoke to the manager last week." Yeah, we've read all that. Born in Georgia, United States, the midfielder moved to Yorkshire at a young age and came through the ranks with the Terriers. Yorkshire Terrier. Permanent move to Scunthorpe United in Derby County followed before he returned to the John Smith Stadium in 2021. Very awful idea to call it the John Smith Stadium. It gives you the impression they only sell John Smiths, which if you like John Smiths, you're a wrong un. He will now join up with North End ahead of the start of the 23-24 Sky Bet campaign. Manager Ryan Law said, "Duane's going to be a good addition for us and he's one I'm excited about because he's a creator and he can score goals. He's been solid championship player for many years. He's a good footballer who can carry the ball, and he knows his roles and responsibilities. I've known Duane for many years since playing with him when he was just starting out, and I've kept following his career. We've added 2 players with a lot of quality in the past 2 days, so I'm really pleased. We're in negotiations with a few other players, so we're looking to keep adding over the next few weeks. So again, going back to that initial thing that that was said at Bamber Bridge between Craig Hemmings and Peter Ridsdale about the signings that we've got coming forward. It's becoming a lot more of a valid claim now, because we've got 2 of the 6 over the line that were spoken about. So can we get the other 4? I'd like to think so, and I really hope so, because 2 of them are strikers, and we do need 2 strikers. Of course, we've just signed 2 midfielders, and that is what we needed, because we've just let 2 midfielders go, being Daniel Johnson and Josh Onoma. So we did need the 2 midfielders, and especially with these 2 lads being more attacking midfielders, it will allow us to keep players like Alan Brown and McCann, Ledson and Whiteman, and all these other midfielders that will be playing in the actual midfield, and they won't be coming forward too much, because don't get me wrong, Alan Brown's a fantastic and versatile player that can play in the central midfield, in the attacking midfield, and even the right wing back, as we saw in the previous campaign. But his strongest area is definitely just the standard central midfield. And if we can get him back to the Alan Brown we had in 2017-ish, 2018, those old days, tempo bet days, then we'll be looking at a very strong central midfielder as our captain to begin with. And we know what Ben Whiteman's capable of already. Ledson, and there is something in Ledson, it's just getting it out of him that's the problem, because the way he plays football, he just loves smacking the ball. It's like he's got autism or something when he's on the pitch. It's really strange, but it is what it is with Ledson, so hopefully we can improve Ledo's game. But then other midfielders such as McCann, of course, he's one of our better players, and one that a lot of people from other leagues are pissed off that they couldn't secure him, and etc, you get the point. We're still probably going to be playing Brad Potts on a wing-back position, competing with Calvin Ramsey. So then we just need that left wing-back now, someone to compete with Brady. People are still hoping for Alvaro, but I don't think it's looking likely at this point. But there's still not been deconfirmed, so we can still hope. But things are moving at last. It's been a couple of weeks. We're now halfway through July nearly, and the season starts in 3 weeks. So we've got 3 weeks left to get a couple more over the line, and if we can get at least 2 strikers, I'll be a happy boy, because that's what we need. Because Reece and Evans aren't expected back until September, and the season starts in August. So who are we going to be playing up front apart from fucking Finlay Cross and Mikey O'Neill, and potentially Ben Woodburn, which would be fucking disastrous. So the more signings the better, because as long as Ben Woodburn stays on the bench or has a minimal role in the team, I will be happy, because I don't like watching him play. I don't like Ben Woodburn. Anyways, enough slagging off our team. Let's talk about the Bradley Dack rumours that came up yesterday on the forum. I can't remember what time it was, but it was quite late last night on the 11th of July that it was rumoured that Bradley Dack was training with North End, and Twitter went into a bit of a mixed reception about this. A lot of people said that it would be a bad idea because he was a Blackburn player, and then people are saying it's a great idea because he's a great player, but then other people are saying no, it's bad because he can't keep fit. And they were all very valid arguments, don't get me wrong, but if I had the option, would I take Bradley Dack if he could stay fit? Then yes, absolutely, he's a fantastic player. But the problem is, these were just speculations, they were rumours. I don't know where they started from, and I don't know who started them, but it's since been confirmed this morning by Elliot Jackson and George Hodgson that Bradley Dack is indeed not training with Preston North End, and he's been linked with a move to Sunderland to reunite with Tony Mowbray. So that's where the current stance is on Bradley Dack. He hasn't been training with us, but let's just take a quick read anyways, just to see if there's anything in here that we can learn about. Former Blackburn Rovers favourite Bradley Dack is not training with Preston North End. Manx Life understands speculation that the 29-year-old is training with Ryan Low's squad is wide off the mark. Dack was released by Rovers at the end of last season following 6 years at Ewood Park. Dack is yet to find a new club and talk on social media ramped up on Tuesday that he was training with North End in hopes of staying in the Northwest. Club sources have distanced themselves from that link and played down the possibility of a deal. PNE have signed Mad Froger Jensen this week with Duane Holmes set to follow. That gives Lowe 7 options in midfield for 3 starting places after the exits of DJ and Josh Onoma. Dack has been linked with a move to Sunderland, as we just said. Rovers decided not to take the opportunity to extend Dack's contract by a year. He was one of the highest earners in the squad, next to John Dahl Tomlinson, preferred Sam Schmodix as his number 10. On the decision to let Dack leave, Director of Football Greg Broughton told Thanks Live, I think he's on record as saying he's disappointed with the number of games he's played this season. We weren't in a position where we could guarantee what he wanted in terms of playing time. We decided it was best for the players to leave the club and then allow Bradley to continue his career at another club. Getting game time for him is vital. So basically, Bradley Dack is still without a club, and him training with us is bullshit. Essentially, that's what that is. I'm going to imagine the rumour started just by the fact that they want to stay in the northwest of England in terms of their playing career, so North End is probably the next likely club because I think we're the closest one to Blackburn, and then the next closest to that is Blackpool and then Burnley, so yeah. And then Sunderland, again, that's another one. It's definitely on the radar, and if it is going to happen, then I think it'd be a good signing for Sunderland. But like I said, it's bollocks. Bradley Dack is confirmed to not be training with us. So, what do I think of this new signing, Duane Holmes? I think it's a good signing, like I say. Nice little petite lad running down the middle. Chance creator, I've seen him play. Chance creator, absolutely, can score the goals, absolutely. Him and Jensen are quite similar players in terms of their abilities and what they can bring to the team. But like I say, it's not down to what the player can do, because we've seen Reece at 20 goals in one season, or the revival of Ched Evans, the absolute reformation of Brad Potts and Liam Lindsay. All these types of players changing the way they've played for better or worse over the last 2 years since Ryan Lowe's been the head coach. It's whether or not we can get the best out of these players. Don't get me wrong, I don't doubt Ryan Lowe's ability as a coach. I do think he is a good coach. He clearly is, because he's bringing some of the players that I doubted the most through the team, and I'm now impressed with these players, and I do think they're some of my favourite players on the team currently. But again, this is different gravy. Considering he likes to play attacking football, we've not seen much of it at Deepdale over the last season, so fingers crossed this can be the turning point, and these two lads can definitely become fan favourites, sell a couple of shirts and give us that sweet revenue so we can sign Tom Cannon on permanent, or maybe see if Cameron Archer fancies his chances once again, but saying that he's just become a champion of Europe, so that's very unlikely because he ain't winning fuck all wheels. But anyways, that be everything from me today. There's been no more news in the pipeline, I believe, anyways. The only other news I can think of that's going to be coming out in the next couple of days is the confirmation of the goalkeeper kit being on sale, and then the reveal of the away kit likely next week or the week after, so stay tuned for that. But in terms of other signings, the only other things I can think of is the Tom Cannon news, which is, of course, that he's been offered $3 million by Sunderland, but they're slowly losing interest, and Luton are also losing interest in him, so we are basically the only team that's still on the priority radar for Tom Cannon. But at the same time, Tom Cannon is wanting to prove himself at Everton, and then Sean Dyche has not fully got him in the plans for pre-season with Everton, but at the same time he's willing to give him a go. So provided he impresses in the pre-season, we just say bye-bye basically. But in terms of other players, like I said, we've just got the other ones to keep our eyes on, the strikers, and then some lad from another country that still escapes my mind. But yeah, I'll keep you all informed as fast as I can, as best as I can, and I shall see you all whenever that may next be. Goodbye.